Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Boris and I hope you enjoyed my last video. Hope you enjoy your holidays as well. Before we start, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Alright? I got me a video here with my man Stephen Smith, Andrew Cuomo, and Bill O'Reilly. Let's get into it.
Let me jump to something else, which is how he's going to be covered this time versus the first time. Both of you guys picked up on the MSNBC morning power couple going down to kiss the ring with Trump. They say, you know, we had to meet with him. I don't have any problem with people meeting with the president-elect. I mean, that's an opportunity any journalist would take. What is your take on it, Stephen A. Smith, for people who haven't seen the show?
Well, Bill, you know.
Let's see which way Stephen's going to go, because you know he's a Democrat. He openly said it, so let's see where he's going to go with it.
On the Stephen A. Smith show this evening, you know, I basically called it out, and I said, wait a minute, you associated him with Nazis.
Right.
You called him a racist.
Racist.
Did you tell him that to his face when you went to Mar-a-Lago? Did you confirm that you still feel that way? Or did you turn around and retract that statement? And did you turn around and retract that statement to his face and say, hey, that you were wrong?
I don't even think...
They're not going to do that. They're not going to tell him that to his face. Now, these people went on in front of millions of people and called the guy racist, Nazi, fascist, all these different things. And now, in the light of their people, they look like traitors. Because how could you meet with a Nazi, fascist, dictator? How could you meet with them? That's what's going through their people. That's why they lose so much ratings. And so much people just keep unsubscribing from their platform. Because now they look like hypocrites. Which I think they are.
I requested an apology.
Well, again, it doesn't
Trump
have
just
to.
wants to do business.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, being an adult, if that's what you did, first of all, it shouldn't have been done in the first place, particularly by folks in that position. And secondly, if you did it, but then you asked to meet with him, it wasn't the other way around, and then you met with him, did you acknowledge that you said those things, apologize for it, or stand in front of his face?
They didn't ask to go there. They didn't want to go there. They had to go there. The people who cut them checks made them go there. Because these people going to try to double down, dig their toes in the sand like, I'm going to stay on this course, right? But the people that paid them made them go. That's what it is, right? And now they have to do it because money talks, right? Hey, that's just what it is.
Tell them how you felt, because I think that goes a long way towards really redirecting, to use their word, in terms of the direction that they were going in and how they needed to redirect and, look things over. But I was listening to Bill O'Reilly earlier today on the radio, and he was, I'll let him speak about that, because I thought he was giving outstanding, commentary as it pertains to MSNBC and what the future holds. And I'll leave it to you, Bill, to go from there.
See, the thing is this, right? All the time Trump was calling them fake news. Now listen, I used to be back there in the background drinking my big bottle of Haterade and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't like him either. But he used to be saying it and be like, oh, why he don't shut up? He just mad because they're exposing him. All this stuff like that, right? But then I woke up. Because one day, now listen to what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you what the turning point was for me. One day, there with my big bowl of hater soup, watching the TV, one of his rallies. Because I always say, one day I'm going to watch one of his rallies. I'm going to see how much hate he spew and see all these racist people chanting with their red hats and all this good stuff. All right, cool. I sat there and I watched the rally. That was the rally where he had where he said something about the bloodbath and all this stuff like that, right? So I watched the rally. Life goes on. So later that evening, I'm sitting there with the family. I can't remember what I was doing, but watching TV, and it came up on the news. And these whack jobs, and that's what they depend on. They depend on you and me not actually seeing what happened. So now we will have to go with their narrative. These people edit this thing so messed beautifully. Listen, I'm an editor by heart. I edit, jobs and things of that. That's what I do. That's my thing, right? These people edited and made it seem like he said, if he don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. Now we know, well, I shouldn't say we know. Once upon a time, I believed all the Trumpers was whack jobs, right? So now that was cycling and cycling and cycling. And I'm like, what? And it started a debate between my wife and I. Like, babe, I didn't see that. I watched it in its long form. And now they brought this little snippet and they cut piece and they bring it closer and ooh, it was. I'm an editor, so I'm telling you, they did it perfect. And that's when it opened my eyes like, why they do that? He's trash. Like, I believe he trash. He lost. Because Biden whooped him. He lost. But the thing is, why they felt the need to do that? Like, just give us the news. Just show the rally. Give whatever your 2 cents you want to give about it and move on. But they went, and that's how I started like, whoa. And I started second guessing everything that I see from them about him. So that's why this cycle like came around, I did it a little different. How you say? Trust but verify. That's what I did. I saw what they said, and I went and did my own homework. And then I woke up. Yep. I woke up when I realized like, whoa. How could it be that everybody, if like they got a group chat, MSNBC, The View, ABC, CNN, it's like they got a group chat and they're like, hey, this is what we're going to say tomorrow, and we hate Trump. Oh yeah, he's Hitler, and he's a fascist. Okay, guys? And they, oh my gosh, it's like a dog pile. And then Fox is the only outlier that going to tell exactly what happened. But of course, they back him a little bit. They're a little bit to the right, center right. So they give you the facts and they kind of big him up here and there because it's crazy. And that's what we the people have been consuming for all this time. The lefty lies. Because it seems like all these legacy media people is for the Democrats. It's insane. Let me let Bill O'Reilly talk.
Go ahead, Bill.
Well, here's what happened with Joe and Mika. They were ordered to go to Mar-a-Lago by Comcast, the parent company out of Philadelphia. They just didn't show up.
Yep.
Okay? And Trump said, oh, this is great. Here they come, going to kiss
And he was
my
like,
you-know-what, and we'll get photo ops, which they did. But Comcast said, you two, we're going to have to try to mend some cliche fences, and you two are going to go in there, and you're going to try to tamp it down. Because Comcast knew the next day they were going to announce that MSNBC is vapor. That is a huge media story.
Why is it
Enormous.
vapor? Just because they're spinning?
Listen, in Trump's America, he gonna make all these people fall in line. Now, some people gonna push back. They gonna try to say one or two little things sideways or whatever, and that's gonna be their opinion. But they still gonna have to find a way to bring to the people, me and you, the truth. And they haven't given us the truth. Now, I wouldn't want them to go away. Me personally, you need the media to tell you what's happening around the world, in your cities, all the above. But it's up to you to know what's happening and decide to go do your research to see what actually happened. Yep. That's where the responsibility lies on us. They're here for a reason. They inform us that this is happening or this happened. Then we go do our research.
it
no
off
more.
and putting them in they're spinning off a bunch
There's
of
no
brands.
spin-off.
There is. It's a
No,
spin-off company.
There's no spin-off. See, you buy the propaganda, Cuomo.
Oh,
See?
okay.
See what I mean?
Cuomo.
I'm just
Smart
saying what's
people?
being reported.
All right.
But what do you know?
Yeah, I know.
Being
but
reported.
Why
See?
would you believe
Reported.
what's being
Go
reported?
do your
You want the
research.
real story
He
here?
did his
No,
research.
please.
So they're uncoupling their word, Comcast, MSNBC from NBC News.
Tell 'em, Bill.
That means MSNBC has no resources at all. None. They're not going to be able to pay these people millions of dollars, Rachel Maddow, whatever she's making. NBC News is saying, we don't want you around. Why? Because NBC News' numbers, Lester Holt and the Today Show, are catastrophe because half the country equates NBC News with MSNBC and they won't watch. So NBC is desperately trying to save the mothership of information, and they have to throw MSNBC overboard. They're not putting anything into MSNBC. They want to sell it. So where's Georgie Soros now? Georgie's buying radio stations. You can get MSNBC for nothing.
Come on, Elon. Come on, Elon. Go get that. I know you keep trolling, Elon keep trolling them on the internet and X and all the above about buying it. You know what I'm saying? So right now, people like Joe and Mika and Joy Reid, they kind of like, oh my goodness, if he comes and take it, I'm done. I'm going to have to look for another job. Hey, maybe you might keep him and make him sweat some. That would be like an ultimate troll. Same way LA Times, I'm not sure. I think he's the owner. He decided not to endorse a candidate, and these people freaked out. Like, why? What is wrong with these people? They quit their job, they high-paying jobs, because they wanted to endorse Kamala. That's how insane they are. But he know what's coming on the pipeline. He knows. He saw it. He knew Trump was going to win. So he like, you know what? Let me fall in line. Let me put it out there that, listen, going forward, yes, we have opinions, but we're still going to put the facts out there. Right? Now remember, he had this pick, Matt Gaetz. Now, a true journalist would tell you, okay, they bring somebody onto the platform. The guy says what he says. Hey, man, he's have accusations against him about, having interaction with minor females, right? A real journalist, because if people like Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, anybody else could find it. I saw a guy on X. Guy looked like he had on swim trunks and something, sitting on a bench talking about it. If these people could find it easily on the internet, you are the investigative or anchor journalist or whatever, you could have the information too. But they want the propaganda to fly and just taint what you and I see and hear. Right? The case with Matt Gaetz. The guy says what he says. A real journalist will say, well, allegedly, and from what we have here, and they will go down into their notes, or they might read it in the teleprompter, and they will tell you, well, the statement or the accusation came from a jailhouse snitch who had 27 years on his sentence, and to give up Matt Gaetz or give his name, he's going to get 11 years instead of 27. And on top of that, the girl that's accusing Matt Gaetz actually have a sexual relationship with him, the jailhouse snitch. And her friends, who are the witnesses, also have relations with the jailhouse snitch. And they all could get in trouble for prostitution. So they all said, okay, let's get somebody and get them out. And on top of that, sir, after you made your comment to me, from what I'm seeing here, the jailhouse snitch did this to someone else. That's why he's in jail. The same Now, me and you will be like, something's fishy. Ain't something right. Nah, we don't believe what they saying about Matt Gaetz, but they don't give us that information. They want us to just go with the sound bites. And that's why we are where we are right now. And most of us is not thinking critically about the things the candidates say. We're just moving off our emotions. That's what the media is doing to us.
They'll give it to you. They don't want any more of this. Why? Because it's hateful. Not because it's so far left. The whole NBC Comcast hierarchy is far left. But it's hateful. They hate Trump. They hate people who vote for Trump.
Yep.
Everybody knows that.
Yep.
And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View. And you saw that today or yesterday when Sonny Hassan had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment. The lawyers got get Whoopi Goldberg's ear and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter. She reads it. So it is.
That's how Trump America gonna go. He gonna keep them in line when they talk their nonsense.
Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart. Who benefits?
Immediately.
News Nation may, but CNN, which is on the ropes too, will probably get some MSNBC viewers.
Wow.
There you go.
What do you think of that?
It was beautiful. I was actually watching it. Now, I believe most of the views and the ratings and stuff that the View been getting lately is content creators like us just watching it to see what stupidness they gonna say. But hey, I could be wrong. But the point I'm trying to say is, in Trump America, you gotta watch what you say, especially if it's accusations and lies. You might want to say something for the shock factor to get them views and the ratings and all the stuff that they, you know, the mumbo jumbo they talk about. But you better know it's coming for you. You just better know they coming for you, because they're not playing games no more. When the guy used to be screaming fake news from the mountaintops, we all ignored him because we didn't like him, which is okay. We didn't like him, so we didn't listen to him. Now we all know, and they don't know. We know. That's why we turn to podcasts and YouTube media personnel and stuff like that, because now they're gonna break it down for us, and then we're gonna be enlightened. Yep, that's what it is. Tough luck for the legacy media. Me personally, I want them to stay so I will know what's happening. So now I could do my own research, pull my phone and do my own research and stuff. But hey, if they gotta go down, they gotta go down. Because it needs to stop. Because most people are staying willfully ignorant. Because people been telling them, listen, don't believe everything you hear from the media. Do your own research. But they're like, eh. But then again, guess what? My grandma, your grandma, aunties, stuff like that, they don't know how to do these things. So when they say it, they take it as gospel. And then, because they influential over me and you, they might say certain things around the house, and we will be like, yeah, grandma, okay, grandma, and we're going to move with it. And then we're going to have a conversation with somebody else, and then we're going to spread it. And that's how it keeps going and going and going. And then we all staying blind. But it's time to wake up. We got Bill. One more little piece from Bill here, and we're going to be done with this one.
I'm going to say, that's why the name on the show is mine.
Go ahead, man.
The interesting part here is the backstory. Before they hated Trump, they did more to get Donald Trump elected, Joe and Mika, than anybody in the media. I am as guilty as any for giving Trump a lot of attention and his rallies during the campaign, okay? There's just an explanation for that too, but doesn't matter right now. What does matter is they loved him. They were on videotape. Bill will remember this. In a commercial break, asking Trump what they should talk about when they come back. And if I did that, okay, I would have been fired. And they liked me at the time there, and it would have been donezo for me. So to me, what it
Who does that? If I bring a guest over, I already know what I want to ask them. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to do my notes and make sure, hey, I'm ready. I'm prepared, right? But they loved him so much. It's like, Mr. Trump, how are you? What do you want to talk about next? You want to talk about your puppies? You want to talk about them gold buildings you got in Manhattan? Them sneakers? What do you want to talk about, Mr. Trump? That's what they did. They was like, yo, this is crazy. And you see how they turn, right? Why they turn? Because it's, like the hip thing to do? Or it's what everybody wants so they could get ratings? Was it for money? Right? Hey.
of Bill and Stephen is opportunism. That this was never an act of conscience.
No, it's
from
money.
them. It was just money.
Oh, well,
and
that's
now
it.
they
It's
need
one-
it, so
it's
they
one of
go.
them.
As we have seen other people do,
Yeah.
who once went at it with
right.
Trump and now are going there and they're standing at his rallies and they're doing whatever they're doing.
That was a good one. I like that one. You see, because we could always have these conversations about what's real, not real, and all this stuff like that. But this time around, this cycle, where Trump is coming in, he ain't playing no games. You tell the truth or you going down. That's why people love love X. Now, X, they go a little extreme. But I always tell people, I love free speech. That's how I know what you think of me or of somebody else. That's how I know who racist. That's how I know who prejudiced. That's how I know all that I need to know. You can say whatever you want, but everything got consequences. We all know everything got consequences, right? But say what you want so I can know where you stand. I love it, right? But the one thing I want to do before we end this video is I want to challenge you, right? I want to challenge you to do your research. I hate Trump because of this, because he racist. Go do your research. I'm telling you, he's not. He might say some off-color things, just like you and me. You know what I'm saying? I said some things in my heyday. Hopefully nobody recorded me once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? But we all say things, right? It might be in the heat of the moment, or we just being prejudiced, right? They say, you saw on the news, he said this. They have video proof. Go watch whatever you think you saw in its long form. That's the beauty of the internet. You could find the long form and see that they cut out sentences, words, pauses. You will see these things. I challenge you to go do your research, right? Because that's what we're here on this channel for us to grow and become critical thinkers, right? And as always, I love you guys, and I hope to see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification. All right? Any comments? Put it down below. Later.